It's Jim Gordon with SmallCapPower. We're here at the VRIC conference in Vancouver. I'm now joined by Darren Klinck. He is the president and CEO of Bluestone Resources. More information on them, bluestoneresources.ca. Darren, great to have you with us.
Thanks very much for having us.
You're quite welcome. Well, let's do what we've been doing with everybody and start with kind of an overview of Bluestone, and we'll talk about a few of your projects after you give just a general overview of the company.
Sure, well thanks for that. Yeah, Bluestone's a relatively new company. In fact, it was just over 18 months ago that it really came together.
18,
in its current formation. At that time, we were able to acquire an asset from Goldcorp, the Cerro Blanco Gold Project, along with the Mita Geothermal Project in the southeastern part of Guatemala. This is an asset that over the last 10 to 15 years, Goldcorp, prior to that, Glamis, had invested more than $200 million in this project.
Sure.
High-grade, epithermal, low-footprint sort of operation that came with an exploitation license, but it never really been developed, despite the fact of all the investment dollars that had gone into it. Bluestone acquired this for $18 million, so less than 10 cents on the dollar.
Wow.
Over the last 18 months, really the last 16 months, we've been very focused on our feasibility study. And that's just about complete here now, and so we expect to be having that out here over the next few weeks. It's going to demonstrate a very robust project. The PEA that was put out in 2017 demonstrated that it should produce gold for around $500 an ounce, with an IRR that is north of 40%, for example. So it's a relatively modest size mine project, but one that will have significant economics, modest capital, and is very well advanced.
Can you talk about moving into a market geographically like a Guatemala, the steps you've got to take?
Well, I think one of the ones that you really missed is respect.
Respect,
At the end of the day,
that should be number one.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, it is, and I think at the end of the day, in fact, my first day on the job, 1st of August 2017, I was in Guatemala City and I met with the mining minister.
Great.
And I explained to the minister, I said, look, I mean, this is the first day on the job, and I'm here to meet with you and the government because you're a key partner of ours. And he was quite taken back by that. He hadn't seen that before.
Really?
And I said, well, look, at the end of the day, I mean, I said, we were here as guests. Our company, we bring technical, we bring expertise, we bring financial acumen. Yeah, obviously, I mean, to help and take what Mother Earth has put in the ground and create benefits for the people of Guatemala. And I said, first and foremost, I mean, I'm here out of respect. And so I think, whether it be Guatemala or any other part of the world from that perspective, you have to remember that. We've found that really over the last 16 or 17 months as we've got into this, it's not a really well-known country from that perspective.
No, you're correct,
And in fact, as we've had guests that have come down, we've had sell-side analysts, buy-side analysts, we've had private equity groups that have come down. Most of these individuals had never been to Guatemala before, and they come away very positively predisposed, not only with the project, but the country. And flying into Guatemala City, it's 3 hours down the Pan American Highway to get to the project, so it's a pretty good place to operate. I mean, every place has its challenges, including right here in British Columbia.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Can you give us we're only new into the new year, and you mentioned briefly on a few other things, but can you talk about the plans you're laying out for the rest of this fairly young year? Sure.
Yeah, so with the feasibility study coming out here over the next few weeks, I think that the key aspect for us is to go through an optimization process. There's quite a few opportunities that we've come through on this feasibility study that'll need to be run down in parallel with getting the project financing in place. And so we've already started down that track. We've got well over a dozen groups that are already engaged on this project, and our objective really by the third quarter of this year is to get the project financing in place to build it. I think that when you look at the project in terms of Cerro Blanco, this project should generate more free cash flow in the first year of annual production than the market cap today.
That's great.
That is the opportunity. It has great margins, it's small footprint, and it's the reason why I think, as I said, folks that come down are very positively predisposed. So really it's getting the feasibility study out, working through that typical sort of optimization process. We have our exploitation license already in place, and then get the project financing in place around the middle part, third quarter of the year, which would allow us to really kickstart and kick off our development activities. All things being equal, this project should be commissioning in early 2021, which is less than 24 months away.
Yeah, when you look at it, it's not long away at all.
That's right.
Darren, a pleasure talking to you. Wish you success. It's Darren Klinck, the President and CEO of Bluestone Resources. More information, bluestoneresources.ca. We wish you the best of luck in Guatemala.
Thank you very much.
Great place to visit. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Thank you.